Sorry, Mark. I owe you $5. I watched Blues Brothers again. God, I mean, that movie's kind of fun. Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
But goddamn, those guys are white. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, just terrible. The rest of the thing, everything else about that movie is great.
Was it because we played at the House of Blues that you looked it up? You went to seek?
No, it just kind of shows up on random moments on the television. I'm just like, yeah, I'll fucking watch it just to kill some time, like late at night or whatever. And every time I watch it, I'm just like, the dialogue is fun, but just when it comes time for the actual music,
yeah,
whitest guys in the movie. John Candy is not white in that movie, but John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd are totally Wonder Bread.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot.
Well, I've never been a John Candy fan.
I know.
Never. He and Steve Martin never uttered a funny line in my...
The funny thing is that there's this thing called Masterclass that's online now. It's this company that started basically teaching whatever skill you want to learn. And fucking Steve Martin is the comedy teacher. And I was like, well, first of all, you can't teach somebody comedy. You can maybe teach someone how to write interesting, funny stories, but you have to be
creative writing.
You have to be natural.
Perhaps.
Creative writing. You have to be naturally funny to be a comedian. Something that I think we've talked about with Doug Stanhope before, and as the three of us have talked about, comedy and stuff like that. It's just you just can't do it if you're just not funny. And Steve Martin is put into, I think sometimes he's put into situations where there's humor involved, but I don't know if he's particularly, I wouldn't turn to him to learn how to be a comedian. I wouldn't turn to anybody, because this masterclass thing is just, here, just give us money and it's so fucking dumb. I can't even talk about it.
Yeah, you've done well.
I can't even talk about it. I can't go on.
So, I mean, how much of this is matter of taste and how much is objectively true? Because I'm still baffled why people think Jimmy Fallon is funny.
Ugh.
He's not. And he knows he's not. That's
not.
why he laughs at the end of every one of his own sentences.
Right.
Because it's got to be nerves. Or
it's cocaine. I mean, his career is fueled by cocaine. Yeah.
He wouldn't even snort talcum powder.
I beg to differ.
Really?
Yeah. That boy is, I think he walks on that, he's either drunk or he walks out there kind of coked up. And I have never seen a Tonight Show with him on it, because I hate that motherfucker so much.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't.
Yeah.
I'd seen skits on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And because I've never watched that. I've never been a fan of any of the incarnation. I like Bill Murray because of his personality and whatnot. I've never seen. So I didn't see. I wasn't here when he was on Saturday Night. I know a lot of people grew up watching that stuff, but that was I just never saw any of that stuff. But I did see skits where Jimmy Fallon and he and this the other guy, I can't remember his name, just cracking up at their own lines and their own. It's just no. And then you get somebody like David Spade, and you're like, how'd you get mixed up in all this?
Yeah.
Those
kind of things are fun to see sometimes when you, especially like Monty Python. It would happen on Monty Python a lot. You'd see Michael Palin, fighting to contain himself. I love that stuff. But Jimmy was like, because they're actually, they're funny.
That's nice of you to put him and Michael Palin in the same.
Obviously, when it's somebody that you love, it's kind of endearing to see. It's like it's like seeing a musician, seeing a band watching. They fuck up and they're laughing or whatever.
Yeah,
that's kind of the same thing. But with Fallon, it was like every single goddamn show, he's losing it. Like he's trying to, it almost feels like he's trying to be as cool as Monty Python by deliberately cracking up. Sometimes they're just letting it go. I don't know.
But he's definitely laughing more than the guys on Monty Python. Monty Python tries to keep it together just by doing that thing with their mouth. Jimmy's just outright laughing. I mean, it's just. I mean, are you a professional or are you just a fucking hack?
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess hack.
Well, I was talking back to Monty Python, of course, but I was talking to our good friend Michael Martin yesterday, and I said to him, it's the strangest thing is today in 2021, wherever, or July, whatever, that we're still referencing Monty Python.
Well, it just shows you how old we fucking are.
I beg to differ. I think it's I mean, to be able to put a line, a word, a phrase into a conversation, we all know what it is, and it's still as good today. And if you cast your eyes to the wall, you'll notice.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
You're gearing up for tour or something like that with all your zingers, your one-liners?
Yeah.
I think they've contributed as much to English language as Shakespeare. Because Shakespeare's legendary for not just his plays, but having invented like a lot of the words.
Yeah.
I can't even name one of them right
now. Well, a lot of
can't.
phrases that we use too. I mean,
Shakespeare was the first one to use pussy.
There's so much of our vernacular. I think a lot of people who don't even know who Monty Python are use words or use phrases and stuff that came from spam, for example.
Yeah,
that came from the spam I hate spam. That's where that whole term came from.
Yeah. Baked beans are off. Can I get spam instead of beans? You mean spam?
I love it.
It never ends. It never. It's just, and it is as simple as a word or a moment, and it ignites the and I hear people all the time, and this is another thing we've spoken about, is people trying to recreate. If you do a stand-up, I think the first time I ever saw somebody making fun of somebody recreating a stand-up routine was Eddie Murphy. He said, "Look, I'm gonna give you a joke to take to the office tomorrow," and he proceeded with a terrible joke so you could just say, "This is the beginning, this is the middle, and this is the punchline," and walk away. Versus going in, and then he said, and he was doing this, but it was, and everybody's deadpan. Like, you cannot recreate it. And you can steal a song, and you can steal the idea of a joke. Carlos Mencia. You can steal all the material you want, and Mencia did okay on it.
On his own TV show.
On theft. But at the end of the day, you're never going to be that. You're never going to be that Doug Stanhope. You're never going to be that, Eddie Murphy. Or just these brilliant comedians, and like him or not, Jim Gaffigan is a genius. He's so like Brian Regan went out and tried to look these people up. If you're a fan of comedy, please look these people up. But Brian Regan went out and he decided he was going to be a family comedian, and he's very talented and very funny and very. Gaffigan walks that line too, but he dips into the X-rated, or not X-rated, but
PG-13 maybe. I mean,
he dips in, dabbles in, and then he'll go back. But he's just so clever in how he just stays on that, and that's his lane. Mm-hmm. Doug Stanhope decided early on, no, I'm going to just speak. I mean, when we spoke with him, and he said, I'm out of material. I've got nothing. And you're talking to him and you go, that's a bit. And he's just endless. But I love the fact that he's not saying that for, oh, poor me. I mean, he's that honest, and his comedy's that honest. And that's another reason why Monty Python was so great. They were like, what are we doing? How is this funny?
Yeah.
They didn't, but they gave it a shot. Like we spoke about Richie Blackmore. How's this comedy? No, he's saying, I want to see that guy hit the wrong note. I want to see that comedian reaching for that. Maybe it fails. Maybe it, doesn't get the reaction.
Or it crosses a line.
Yes.
Which is always, I think, is always the best part about comedy. Is like, how far can I push this joke, and who's going to get mad about this tomorrow? Like the Bill Burrs and the Doug Stanhopes. Like those guys kind of, they kind of push that envelope because they're just being honest. They're just being honest with themselves. And I think that's the sign of a great musician or artist or comedian or anybody that dabbles in anything that's creative is if they can push themselves to a point where they're just being honest, 100% honest with themselves. That's when the great art comes out, I think.
David Bowie has a good quote along those lines. He says, like, just when you get to the point where you're feeling uncomfortable, when you're trying something new, or that's when you know you're in the right place.
Right. He used the analogy of walking into water.
Yes.
And that was my exact. I mean, brilliant. We should record this.
Yeah.
I wish this was. Oh, it is rolling. So, Chad, what episode is this, Chad?
Episode number 127.
127.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good episode, guys. Thanks, thanks for tuning in. I think we covered it all.
How was the House of Blues? Did you enjoy that?
I did. It was the easiest load in and load out ever, I thought, for drums.
It was, yeah.
Very, but yeah, strange to have, and strange to do. You know, we're recording for radio. Is it airing this Friday?
I think that's what he said, yeah. So that would be
Friday, whatever this Friday.
So for you guys, that would be last Friday. For us, it's
yeah.
Is it tomorrow? This Friday.
Okay. Well, yeah, very fun. So, Drink of Ages, John Denman from Drink of Ages, he's turning that into a podcast too, which will be, or maybe
I think it is a podcast.
It is a podcast. Yeah. Excuse me. He's turning it into but this stuff will be on file too, so you'll be able to go out and check out the episodes. But he's a beer connoisseur, and he's working with all the local breweries and highlighting. So we worked with.
Sorry.
Do it again. Decca Brewing. Did you have one of their beers?
I didn't. No, I should have been more vocal about it. He handed me a Lone Pint, Yellow Rose, when we were setting up.
Who's that by?
Lone Pint. Yellow Rose is their sort of flagship IPA.
Oh,
but yeah, I didn't get to try. I don't think Lone Pint was there. I think it was just Decca.
Somebody had taste. Was it Buell? Maybe Chris Buell?
But yeah, Chris did.
He had it because he loved it.
Yeah,
and the can was about the size of a small child. Yeah. It was huge.
That's why.
Yeah. That's the. So he really enjoyed that. But so we did a few songs. Then they would do their interview, and it's a good format. It's strange as a performer to go out and do it. It reminds me of the first time we played Bernhardt Winery. They said, "Well, you're going to play a few songs and then stop, and we're going to do the Sunset Toast."
Oh,
and I said, "That's dumb. I don't want any part of this." And then I got it when they did it. I understood. This is why they've been in business for years. Just do what you tell. But it's strange because what you hit a stride, as I'm sure in same with music and comedy and and any kind of performance, you start to hit a stride as soon as everything starts connecting. Sound check is stupid for the reason of you're trying to make the room sound right. You're trying to tune your gear and your stuff, your sound to that room, so you don't come in and start feeding back or blow everybody out the walls, or you can't hear, or it's muffled or whatever. So that's what sound check. But it's goofy because you're usually doing an empty room, and then you come back and there's full of people, and it sounds completely different. Yeah. But sound check is great for me, especially. I'm nervous every show. It doesn't matter if there are 1 people there or 100,000. It doesn't matter what. I'm nervous no matter what. So it's nice to get that. Just blow through that.
Yeah.
The initial stage jitters or whatever. Right. But so it's strange to get a song in, another song, and then take a break.
Right.
So that was weird. And I understand it, but again, it was for a radio show, and for the podcast and whatnot. But it's a nice room. We've only ever played the big room at the House of Blues. It was actually a nice little. It's good, great sounding room.
Yeah,
they had good gear and
the stage is a pretty decent size too.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we'd had all 4 of us there, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we want to wish Michael Mullins. It's past now, but today is Michael Mullins from the George Theatre. It's his birthday today.
Oh yeah.
Like today?
Birthday, Mike.
Huh?
Like today, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to send him a text.
Yes, please do. Yeah. Yeah. Happy birthday, Michael. If you've seen our Ring of Fire video, Michael's the mastermind behind that.
Yeah, and
thank you, Michael, and happy birthday. And we'll be working with him again. Yeah. Oh God, there's so much going on. And thank thanks to everybody for ordering their CD. We signed a bunch and sent them all off, and really appreciate that. That was so nice, everybody. I hope you like the CD. It's been getting great reviews. We've been heard great things about it. So
yeah. Speaking of which, this is the first time we've fulfilled our own CD orders ever, and so that's been educational.
Yeah,
it was fulfilling.
Yeah. So because of that, once I figured out how this works, it's a lot easier now than it would have been, 15 years ago to do this stuff, because you can pay for postage online now, which is pretty cool. And the website calculates the shipping based on weight and all that stuff. So it was only just recently, I think I mentioned on the show before too, that CD Baby shut down their physical CD store. That used to be where all our CD sales happen. And I guess because there's just not enough people buying CDs now, they couldn't afford to keep that shop open. So it had been like the only place you could get our copy of Standards, for example, now was Amazon or your local record store. But barring that, you can now not only buy Blagmatic at Blaggards.com, you can buy Standards at Blaggards.com, the CD version, or download it. That's what you want.
Or both.
Please don't go to Amazon. Come to us. We'll make more money, and you can have the satisfaction of knowing that that's the case.
That our hands have touched it.
Yeah.
Caressed it.
So
if you're watching this today, Tuesday, we're playing at the New Potato tonight.
That's right.
7 p.m. And we're gonna do some shit that nobody's seen before. What? Yeah, we're gonna tune our instruments. And no, we're gonna do some stuff, and then we hit the road tomorrow, the next day, and we're going up to Wichita, Kansas, Weston, Missouri, Omaha, Nebraska, and we're going to be in Omaha for a few days. A few of you will know why we're staying and what we're going to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. So so that's going to be our first time in the van for quite a while. First time in
yeah.
So
since the last time.
Don't be so deep. Let's just take a moment for the.
Yeah, New Potato, and we're gonna go up north a little bit, see the folks up there in the heartland.
Yeah,
the middle western part of the country.
They're actually warmer than we are right now, so so much for going up and getting a break in the heat.
Well,
it's gorgeous today though.
Right.
80 degrees. Don't look outside. And so last week we talked about canceling, because we're all in this cancel culture together.
Cancel culture.
So we talked about, what song could we erase from the map, from history, from ever.
Sure.
And it's just been, I just daily think of, have you thought of any other ones that you'd like to?
I'm actually racking my brain right now. It doesn't make any sense. I think it's because most of these songs I have erased from my brain.
Okay, how about this? What song from your favorite band would you erase?
Oh, that's right. We did mention that.
Yeah.
Like whatever your favorite band is, what song could you be like, you know what, I can do without that one?
Well, I've always enjoyed Bruce Springsteen's lyrics. However, if I hear Born in the USA, or if I hear Dancing in the Dark, or it's just something that's been played to, all those kind of songs.
You mean that entire record, basically?
No, there's some stuff on there I like.
Name one.
I don't want to.
Thank you.
And this is not related, but Dear Sweet Naughty Zoot, not Zoot, see Monty Python. Dear Sweet June Narnia just got me the other day. I mean, so favorite band, I guess it would have to be Iron Maiden, but she said, what's their best record ever? And I said, well, that's easy. No, it's not, but it is. It is absolutely true. And she got me on this. Edit. Killers is by far and away the only record with not one bad track on it. Now, I think that Peace of Mind was my, that was kind of my eye opening to better sounding guitars and better twin leads and better.
Yeah.
But Killers is front to back, start to finish, A to Z. I mean, just non-stop perfection.
What about Power Slave?
What's
the weak spot on Power Slave?
Lost for Words.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the best track on it.
No, it's not. No, it's what's that? To Tame a Land? No, that's Peace of Mind. I need the track list.
There's a couple of tracks I think are kind of filler-ish.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's well, to me, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner makes up for anything that they did wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just so good. But then there's songs that then you move into more recent albums and you find stuff like Blood Brothers and this shit that I just can't. I can't.
What album has Heaven Can Wait on it?
That's Somewhere in Time.
Was it Somewhere in Time?
And that's got a couple of dogs on it.
Well, the melody in that chorus is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Heaven Can Wait.
It doesn't sound that good.
No, it's not. It just sounds like.
No,
how about this guy's? It's not even catchy.
What's the first Nico record?
It just sounds.
Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind.
Yeah. It comes in with Where Eagles Dare, and that song today is as a first. Now, I may have mentioned this before, but at whatever age I was, I had a Walkman and I had that cassette tape, and I was in Alaska for months, like 2 months or something, and I listened to that album over and over and over again. I know every single molecule of that record. I know it back to front. And that was still such a great moment. It's kind of the guitars became a little bit more compressed and a little bit more they've grown in every record they've done, like them or not. They've grown their abilities and their, but Peace of Mind was, and I love Clive Burr too. They're I mean, just such a great. But he always just seemed like he was just rough around the edges. Nico had everything, and but yeah, Peace of Mind has a couple of really not terrible songs, but just weaker than their usual, and Die With Their Boots On is Die With Your Boots On is.
All right, let's get back to the original question now about what, because we're talking about songs we mildly dislike rather than despise. Like songs by people that we love that we're like, fuck, were they think?
Born in the USA or Dancing in the Dark. I mean, those. Yeah, exactly. If I hear those songs again, I don't know what I'll do.
Well, I remember being at a show one time and Meatloaf came on the PA. I said, all right, everybody in here has to die. This is awful. And I said something to that effect. And one of the guys in the band goes, he goes, well, I'd like to live in the house for that. Yeah, paid for that song paid for. I was like, no, I still don't want any part of that. And to me, Meatloaf never had that. People say, well, yeah, what a voice, what a guy. No, it sounds like somebody huffing paint. It's.
The thing about Meatloaf is he's a made up character. I mean, those songs aren't his. He didn't write any of those songs. Jim Steinman wrote all those songs. Yeah. And like Jim Steinman or not, he was basically writing. He was writing in musicals without having a stage plot, visual, or a cast or an actual story to tell. He just wanted to write these songs, and that's what we get. That's what we get for letting Jim Steinman have a record contract.
Yeah.
I mean, Todd Rundgren made a shit ton of money off that record, so I'm happy for him. But because Todd produced it, that first one, which is just a fucking huge record. But I remember being a kid and hearing these songs and just being like, what's going on here? What is all this? But the question, I believe, is favorite
bands that you
can get rid of. Like,
are there any Dire Straits songs that you wish
you shut up? You just shut up.
I'm gonna say that Money for Nothing song. I'm not even a Dire Straits fan, but fuck that song.
I like it only because I think that the guitar tone in that song is just fucking brilliant.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and I understand why people don't like it. Now, I would take.
Well, I blame MTV mostly for that because MTV just did not play that song.
Yes.
The song was
Yeah.
MTV.
Yeah, definitely. And I would also take out all the Mark Knopfler songs where he does that 12-bar blues bullshit. I just can't fucking take it. And I can't even think of a song off the top of my head, but there's songs off Privateering and Tracker and just all these songs where he just does this. Don't
even start. Stop. I can't even stand whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, but that's the stuff where I don't care how good a guitar player you are. Don't fucking do that. Don't take time off, or excuse me, don't take time on to push this shit on a record that has Sailing to Philadelphia or fucking what's the one that the Trawlerman, the god damn, don't put anyway, so yeah, so there's songs like that.
So Far From the Clyde was the other one.
Yeah.
God, that's the one I was thinking of. That's another one I was thinking of. And God,
Yeah,
I mean, so many brilliant songs, like Speedway at Nazareth. Mm-hmm. That song makes up for anything else that he did. But so there's there seems to be a lot of that. Now, also put yourself back in. Let's just rewind. So you're Dire Straits, and you're in that MTV era, and you're writing
Walk of Life. Ugh.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
And the video is even worse. There's a bunch of football clips, like American football.
No.
Yeah, the video I saw was a bunch of American football players, like the Steelers and whoever, just catching balls, and that was the whole video for that fucking song.
Ooh.
Yeah, which makes it even worse.
It's just get Mark on the line.
That song wouldn't be. I think that song would be better if they took the organ line out of it. That's the thing that really makes it annoying. Is that just because the same thing just keeps repeating, and it's not a pleasant sound,
right?
You know,
it's not a far.
When I was a kid, when I would go to the shops, the like your supermarkets over here, we had a place called Dunn's Stores, Dunnes, Dunn's, right? Mm. And they had that keyboard sound with a jingle, shoppers on aisle 3 in the baked beans aisle, we have on special today the number 2, and it would have that organ kind of keyboardy kind of thing behind it, and it was
in the store,
in the shop, not live. It would be piped in.
Oh shit, that'd be kind of funny if there's a guy up in the corner.
That would be funny,
and chiming in every now and
then.
Yeah.
Dunn's Stores, better value beats them all awesome. Every day. So that was their thing. But it would also and actually on our new record Blagmatic, we got a copy of it. I wanted that sound for Patrick Brennan came in and on Wagon Wheel he did that.
Yes,
he did that solo. That's what I was looking for with that annoying. I call it the shopping center. Sound.
Organ.
Yeah, but it was that.
But it's not. Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, but the that always reminds me of these. And back in the day, I don't know if it was the same over here. Of course, I wasn't here, but the shops were just aisle after aisle of food. I mean, you just went in there to get your shit and leave right now. But now it's just there's a fucking wine tasting counter and a beer place you can sit down and get draft beer, and they're trying to make it. I remember my sister came over a few years back.
Whole Foods does that too.
That's where exactly where we were. Yeah. And she walked by the thing and she's like, "What the fuck are they doing?" And I was like, "Are we gonna get in a fight?" She was angry, and I said, and she said, "Why are they doing this? What's happened to the pubs that are around? These guys are taking a." I didn't see that. I'd walked by it 100 times, but she was pissed off because. The pubs are losing because now people are getting dressed up to go shopping, to go get their, and it was annoying seeing seeing these people encroach on the nightlife. Yeah, it was very 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 strange.
Walk of Life.
Walk of Life, yes. But yeah, so and then other bands that songs that you just shooting ahead. I mean, there's so many. And I can't separate the ones that have been overplayed versus the ones that were just that go back to the Number of the Beast, and there's a song called Gangland on there, and it was Adrian Smith, the guitar player. He was talking about how Clive Burr got to rehearsal early, and he was listening to some Cozy Powell, and he was doing these drum beats. So the drum beat's kind of cool, and the guitar beat's okay, but then the vocals just come in and just piss all over the song. So it's one of those songs. I don't think they've ever played it.
Yeah.
But that's another one of those. We need, we've got 5 songs on this side. We've only got 4 on this side. Let's put another one. Filler. That's. I hope that we don't get to that point, but. Because we were talking about ditching El Paso and ditching, other songs that weren't, that just weren't ready, or if we weren't 100% behind it, we couldn't cut it out. Because even before the cameras went on today, we're like, so what song do we take off? And Eric said, well, I know which one we're going to do.
Maybe, and then Chad said, maybe it's more of a let's re-record it.
Yeah.
Because now that it's up to snuff, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell the audience which one I want to re-record, because now they'll just focus on it. They'll be like, oh, let me hear what he's talking about.
But it's again, this is what we talked about many times. The beauty of recording these songs is being able to play them live. And this was what we changed in this one, was you guys had heard them kind of for the first time when we went into the studio.
Oh yeah.
And that's just it doesn't let the song breathe or grow. It's think of it as canned meat span. You're just that's all you're gonna get. It's just and so yeah, I today, right now, Tuesday, I would re-record everything again right now, but just because we've had a little time to take them out. So so tonight, Tuesday, New Potato. I'm looking forward to throwing some old stuff out there, but putting a new spin on it, and doing our friends Brian and Ellen Reeves had asked us last week at the House of Blues, and said, so when's the new record coming out? I said, it's going to be kind of soon. It's not going to be this 2005, 2020.
Yeah, it's nice to be asked that question now and go, well, before it'd be like, well.
Well, again, taking the stuff out and, having a stab at it live and getting immediate feedback is so much easier than taking it, from the box into a studio and recording it and taking the best take of a new thing versus something that we can get out there and kind of. So, and also before with the touring and the just everyday life, Monday through Sunday, you couldn't schedule the time to go and do this. Now we know how and what and why and when and where and all this stuff can be done. So yes, so I'm really looking forward to the new to a new record, because the now that we're playing more, we're starting to pick back up on that stuff, and then we can also have those songs then we can erase from the universe.
Memory. I predict the next record will probably be, this one was almost 50% original.
I can't count that high.
There's 6 originals and there's 11, so it's more than 50%.
Yeah. No, the next one.
The next one will be 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to do a cover of Walk of Life on the new record, just to try to save it.
Why don't you just do like a drum solo? Just play that song, just drums, and you can hum.
Sorry, Mark. I owe you $5 now.
Are there any like entire albums that you would erase from an artist you like, erase from their catalog? There's some artists I can think of where like everything after a certain point, like almost completely. Like we were talking about the Beatles solo careers, for example.
Ugh.
I mean, there's entire decades that I get erased from Paul McCartney's career.
Yeah, some of that stuff. I mean, the Flowers in the Dirt record I thought was good.
Yeah, you know why? Because he was collaborating with Elvis Costello.
Yeah, and I thought the Wings Live Over America was good because I grew up with that record, and my dad had it in the collection, and I grew up with that record. But something like what's that one? Wings at the Speed of Sound, or and Band on the Run's okay, but there's a couple that I'm just like.
There always is on his.
And maybe it's maybe the song. I mean, I don't know the Beatles solo catalogs, very well. I know some of the hits.
Yeah.
And you would think the bit of silly love. Fuck that song. Silly love songs.
No.
Ugh. Ugh.
Nothing redeeming.
Yeah. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
It goes off into outer space for a minute, and then it comes back. I'm just like, just enough. We get it. No, 3:05, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. That's as much time as you need.
And I hate to say, as much as I love George Harrison too, I think after his second, All Things Must Pass was mostly great. There's a 4-disc, a 3-disc set.
3 records.
The third disc is just jams, really boring jams, which they he very good. Very easily could have left out.
I have to ask a question on that. Yeah. Is jamming, playing with other musicians just for fun, is that dead? I know that personally, I've been asked to, hey, you want to bring your guitar over and we'll just.
God, I hate that fucking word.
It seemed to be more.
Well, I hate that word too, but I mean, it's just you started it.
Yeah, well, I think I remember thinking back to when we were, being a musician was still new and novel. That the idea of doing that seemed kind of fun and interesting, just because, you have a new toy and you want to get out and Yeah, I have. Back then, it seemed to be kind of sort of interesting.
It was a thing.
But now it's like, why?
Why? Because this is our job now. It's like
yeah.
I mean, I enjoy playing the guitar, and I enjoy sitting down with an acoustic guitar or the electric, or just making a lot of noise or a little noise. Doesn't matter. I enjoy it, and I like to. Three of us, I like to sit down and say, hey, what about and try this? Put full time in this, half time. Let's waltz this. I like that stuff, but do I want to go with a guitar and play Brown Eyed Girl with it, or go to a bar and see a fucking other people do it? Fuck no. I don't want anybody touching an instrument unless you got something to say. So yeah, that part of me is dead.
Yeah, I think unless it's someone that you admire or that you like or that you want to play with, or someone you haven't played with that's same level-ish.
Yeah.
Yes, could be fun, but if we're gonna go over it, hey man, let's play some blues. Fuck that.
No,
I'd rather do anything else.
Yeah, it's like I enjoyed like the after show things we used to have or have had it in Weston, usually with the members of Barley Juice late at night. That's fun when it's just for me. Sorry, for anybody else. Those things get annoying when there's too many drunk people around, and it just kind of starts to feel claustrophobic. To me, the only way you're saying that jamming could be useful is when it's actually us, trying to come up with ideas and stuff.
Yeah,
but that's different. Just fucking around. So, I think if you're a blues musician or a jazz musician, that's maybe a little bit more appealing, because that's kind of, if all you do is improv.
Yeah. That's a necessity too for your growth. The going back to that jam thing is that yes, it can be kind of fun to listen to or to participate, as long as there's not that one. There's always that one, because we're musicians, and because there's always that one or two that have to be the fucking the star tonight.
Right.
I have to be seen and heard and stuff like that. I'll sit in the back and listen, love it, or if I can get in and do something with them, yes. But do I want to watch Little Miss Spotlight or Little Mr. Spotlight have to fucking take that middle, take that big, fuck that. I mean, just that's where it loses its, and that's probably why I'm so jaded on it. But my question was going to be on the jamming thing. Again, I don't like that word either. But is there somebody that's passed on, or somebody that today that you would just love to get into a room and sit and play with? To hear the sounds and the stuff that would come out, or B, to learn from.
Oh,
Yeah, it's easy. Bowie, Lennon.
I would just like to be in a room with.
What do you mean no?
I would like to be in the room with John Lennon when he would come up with the song structure and the just for that stuff. But again, I've talked about it before, and I will find you Barry Gibb. But I'd love to.
Miami, just head south.
Yeah,
We know exactly where he lives.
I know where he lives. Yeah, but his attention to detail when it comes to melody and song structure is baffling to me.
Yeah, I want to see how these people work.
But that's
Yeah.
not jamming. That's like that's studying. That's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, but I do I want to hear John Lennon play guitar? No. I would rather hear like somebody somebody who's
Like
really
Meatloaf.
like Hendrix or something like that. I mean, or somebody like James Jamerson or somebody like that. I mean, I'd rather
Yeah.
like.
yeah, I'm just not.
What's
I'm
your
not,
approach to rhythm? What's your approach to song? Like, hey, this song is 1-4-5. How do you make it interesting by playing a badass bass line or something like that?
Yeah.
And how can I support that?
It's the reason why, for me, I tend to be more interested in the craft of songwriting rather than virtuosic skill.
Well, that's not jamming.
Well, then, yeah.
Yeah, let's
I don't want to
play.
jam.
I don't want to jam.
Yeah.
Who wants
But
to
that's
jam? No one.
I kind of I disagree with that because that's we've come up with. I mean, the kernel of Pirates Life started in the studio years ago. That was it was something we were screwing around within the studio. We just repeating for hours, playing that riff over and over again to kind of refine it. It wasn't exactly jamming because we weren't improvising.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know. Yeah, I guess if there's strict definition of just improv, but even that can sometimes turn into songwriting too.
But the creativity approach too is very interesting. I mean, obviously,
because the Beatles did jam. They did.
Yeah.
They didn't necessarily write any of their hits that way, but that they did do that.
Right.
And obviously George Harrison put out a whole fucking disc of it. Boring ass jams.
Jam.
I don't know. I guess they found it fulfilling in some way.
Boring Ass Jam. That's a good name.
That's the fucking next record. Right?
Yes, it is.
Blaggards presents Boring Ass Jams with a Z. JAMZ.
Oh, well, Assjams is one word.
Assjams.
Assjam.
Yeah.
Assjam. I think they sell that at Whole Foods.
Yeah, they do. Assjams.
It's like $19.99 for a little vial. Chad's like, I got the name of that.
Yeah.
The name of the podcast.
How would that look?
Assjam, one word.
Yeah.
I don't know of
Make
any
the S's dollar signs.
Okay.
I don't know of any musician that wants to, because again, back in the day when I was first starting to play, I would hear people saying, hey, we should get together and jam. Come over to my, but now I think it is dead as far as anybody that's touring or playing 4 or 5 nights or 3, 4, 5 nights a week. You're not going to pick up your guitar and run over to like I say, Brown Eyed Girl.
Right. I think maybe it's a different level of musician that's probably still doing that.
Yeah.
And we don't want to know who that is. I keyed.
Yeah. Well, there's some really. I'm thinking about Bowie too. A lot of the stuff that's on his records did come out of jams. Talking Heads too. They would just sit around endlessly noodling and looping things over and over again. There's a little bit of both of them. I think used a sort of a cut-up technique too, where they would do long sections and then kind of move them around in the mixing process. So, yeah, and the band I was in in my late teens, The Change, we used to write like that too.
However, Talking Heads is a band. David Bowie groups were a band kind of a thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But the idea of some jackass calling up David Byrne, hey, you want to come over and jam, David?
Right.
And be like, who is this?
Yeah. No, and those
This is
things.
not my beautiful phone.
Yeah. Those situations, you're right. Those situations benefited from the people actually knowing each other and having chemistry, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially, I was just watching this. I gotta send this video to you. I don't know if you're familiar. Are you familiar with the song "Look Back in Anger" by Bowie? Do you know that one?
Probably.
Yeah, the drums on it are.
Couldn't sing it if I.
The drums on it are really super cool.
Who's the super cool drummer?
Dennis Davis.
Oh, Dennis, yeah.
Yeah. And that back then, Bowie did a whole string of albums with those guys. It was Dennis Davis, George Murray on bass, and Carlos Alomar on guitar.
Yeah.
And the three of them were really, really tight. But they would just sit and jam on stuff, and a lot of those riffs that they would come up with became Bowie songs, and that was one of them. And Dennis Davis's performance on that song was just absolutely astounding. And there's a video that's on YouTube where Tony Visconti, the producer of that record, is isolating the drum track for Dennis, because Dennis Davis passed away
a couple years ago.
Yeah, pretty recently.
Yeah, anyway.
His youngest son was there interviewing Tony about his dad, and so he's the first time I think anybody had ever heard this, the isolated drum tracks that Dennis did on that track. So, God, it's just
nice.
Anyway, side note.
Well, speaking of isolation, let's all fuck off.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were done hours ago. But we have the new potato tonight. You gotta come out Tuesday. Yeah, 7:00. No cover. Be a lot of fun, and we're not playing for long, so don't dick around.
Don't dawdle.
Yeah.
Don't dawdle, dick.
Yeah.
Don't dick dawdle.
And the record's up and doing well, and thank you for buying it and telling people about it. We're just thrilled. We're going to be we're heading to Omaha next week, so this week.
Tell your friends.
Let it be heard. And God, there's just something I'm forgetting.
How was the Cork and Barrel?
Cork and Barrel, very fun. Kristen Jensen knocked it out of the park.
She sure did. Well done.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, we're gonna have soon back on the show, right? We're gonna have Mark Cavanaugh.
Yes, we're gonna
and his
tie
partner.
up that one. Yeah.
Because we're gonna do it anyway. But by the time this show is out, we should have up on the site. You can go and actually contribute to his company, Catch My Carbon, and you can help to their effort to reforest Ireland with native trees.
Essentially, what they're doing is they're planting a tree for every. It's trying to eliminate our carbon footprint, and just essentially help the earth for all the hippie types out there that love.
Well, I mean, it's good because since the oceans and the land are now all on fire. Why not try to offset some of that nonsense?
Yeah. So we had him on before, and we link to that.
Nice.
I think it's.
And but we're going to bring him back on to kind of tie it up because we were supposed to do it, but again the record has just the record and trying to get back into the van and start playing again has taken up every single moment. So we're going to tie that episode up. So we'll put that one together, and then we'll try to get him on the line before we head off to Omaha. But a wonderful idea. And Mark's been a dear friend, lifelong friend, and it's just it really is, it's genius.
And I believe it's only $5 a tree. If you want to contribute, you can do more than one tree if you want.
Yeah.
So check it out.
And when we start advertising for Ireland next year, as well, what you can do is you can offset your the carbon footprint that by. And again, it's going to be a great thing too to be able to know that you're putting back, for the shit that we're taking out too, and so we'll be able to, they can show you what it costs, per tree, blah blah blah. Set up a better air filtration, thing that we have right now because we are just. I fucking picture the ocean on fire with the water thing. It's
there's two parts of the ocean that are on fire. There's one
tuna?
in the Gulf and one over off the coast of Nigeria.
Great.
Just thought I'd end the podcast on a high note. Same problem.
Great.
Anyway, I'm gonna go drive around the city now.
Yeah.
So.
I think I'm gonna go for a walk.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Right.